Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Crypto Chaperone. Still Monday, August 28th. Just a little bit later in the day now. Different shirt. New mic for you guys, so it's a little bit more clear. And here we go. So welcome back to my channel. This is Crypto Chaperone here, and this is my second video. My first video, it was with really bad mic and everything, and it was kind of just an introduction of who I am. I'll go back and talk about that a little bit now. I've been interested in cryptocurrencies since the year 2014. I've been investing in a vast array of cryptocurrencies just since the beginning of this year, pretty much. I've been jumping into this whole ICO fad and day trading cryptocurrencies on these massive gains and these high sell points that I can possibly take advantage of. So I turned that into a 9 to 5, and I've been doing that for a while now. On top of that, I'm trying to start a website called cryptochaperone.com where I'm going to try to help everybody else kind of just get their foot in the door of what a cryptocurrency even is. I have so many people that on a daily basis I talk to, and they have no idea what any cryptocurrencies even are. They've heard of the basic concept of Bitcoin, well, the name of it at least, but they have never heard of anything else of that. So pretty much my goal is to help spread this ingenious new technology to the masses. So enough about all that. I'm sure we'll hear more about that as I make more videos. But what I'm really here to talk to you today about is a new and upcoming ICO that I've just gotten into recently. Not really into, but I've gotten the interest into it recently. It's called Ambrosus. Now, I'm sure a lot of people out there go to these high quality food places like Whole Foods and all that, and you're looking for those specific organic foods and all this healthy stuff, the most high quality food you can buy, and you're spending good amounts of money on it. Now, when you look at the label, you're not really getting much information. It's a pretty broad general label that's printed off for everything that is made for that exact product. The only thing that's going to change is your batch number and your expiration date. So you might really be paying a lot of money for GMOs and pesticides to also be in your product. Now, what if I told you you could look at that exact same label and have the technology to know exactly what is in the product you're about to buy? I'm talking about everything. I mean, from the fertilizers and the nutrients that were used in the soil, to the day the seeds were planted, to the day that your product was harvested from the farms, to the day that it was sent to a processing plant, and so on. Well, that's exactly what Ambrosus is looking to do. They are looking to take software and very high-tech sensors and integrate it everywhere throughout the processing line of foods and medicines. The software and the sensors will be working together throughout the whole process to give you a quality assurance and a quality goods factor that you can then check on the blockchain. This task will be easily accomplished by taking out your phone, opening up a simple QR code reader, and scanning a QR code that will be individually and uniquely placed on every product that will have its blockchain able for you to check. So if a farmer uses a very poisonous fertilizer or a pesticide on his product, it will be then picked up by the sensors of the software that he is using, and it will be recorded onto the blockchain. And when you scan the QR code at the store, you will be able to see the exact pesticides and everything else that he used with it. You will be able then to decide if you want to buy this product or pass on to another product. This will also help greatly to cut back on any sort of recalls, because if you know that some wheat has listeria in it, it's going to be marked through the high-tech sensors and the software that it's got some sort of a listeria outbreak in the product. Then at that point, the contract that was made between a buyer and seller that is also in the blockchain of this will then be decided of the outcome. These contracts are going to have options for if a product is not up to standard, then the buyer will be able to opt out of the contract, and then the seller will maybe be able to sell the contract to another buyer or drop down to the next highest bid. This will ensure that all the quality food that a buyer really wants to put into his product is really there. This will give a great incentive to farmers and producers to produce the highest quality of raw materials that they can for processors to come and buy and take and turn into a full finished product. There's also going to be a percent of the initial crowd sale raised set aside for something called a farmer's fund. Now, if you know anything about the current agriculture, at least in the United States, mostly everything here is run by Monsanto. And if small farmers don't want to use the poisonous pesticides and dangerous fertilizers that Monsanto says to use, they're mostly cut out of the processing world altogether. Their products are never going to see a processor, and they're never going to get any money. Now, these small farmers are going to have an incentive from buyers that are tipping them in these amber coins, and from the farmers fund, which is going to be set aside from the ICO, and they're going to be able to produce the best quality raw material that they can. There's also a lot more that goes into Ambrosus and these small things, but if you really want to know about it, you got to research it. I'm just here to kind of tell you these great factors that are going to hold it together. If you go and visit their site, ambrosus.com, you can actually see some use cases for pretty much everything. You can see ways that they find that you can tell the authenticity of things such as olive oil. And if you've known recently in the world, there's been a lot of olive oil busts of fake olive oil. A lot of people are mixing palm oils and other low-grade oils together and calling it high-quality olive oil. And they're charging a pretty hefty sum for it, and you're buying pretty much like motor oil and eating it and thinking you're eating something healthy. So this will help a user and a consumer kind of cut back on all those kinds of things. Now, if you would like to invest in Ambrosus, the ICO starts on September 13th, but there's a pre-sale running currently until August 31st. But if you want to invest in the pre-sale, you have to have a minimum of $100,000 at least. They haven't really given a hard cap on the pre-sale to kind of deter whales from getting into it, but the ICO is a hard cap of 100 million. So I'm assuming there's probably about a 25 million hard cap around the pre-sale. The conversion rate is going to be 1,000 Amber per 1 Ethereum that you send. So in terms, I've kind of calculated that at the current price around $340-ish of an Ethereum, with a $25 million hard cap in the pre-sale, it should be somewhere around 325 to 350 million Amber tokens are going to be minted. Now, that's all pretty much just random math that I did, and those numbers aren't really for sure, but that's just kind of what I came up with based on the numbers that I've got. So I think it's pretty safe to say that this is a pretty ingenious concept and a great way to use blockchain in everyday life. Once again, I'd like to reiterate by saying that I am not your financial advisor, and none of this is financial advice. It is just strictly based on speculation that I see of a product that I think has extreme potential in the future. And please, I beg you to go out and to research this Ambrosus before you invest in it, and to read the white paper and look down at every little smallest detail you can, because nobody wants to invest a bunch of money and lose something on a scam. But based on the team that's back behind this, there's quite a few doctors and quite a few smart, intelligent engineers. They even have an engineer that is already in place that is working on the high-tech sensors and the software that are going to be integrated throughout the whole process. And also, from what I understand, the CEO of the company also runs a venture capital company, and he is the one that is pretty much behind them with the initial capital. So I don't see any reason why this company would have a random pump out of coins after it hits the market, like recently 0x had Polychain. They just started randomly selling all their coins. Not randomly, but I mean, it's kind of, you have to sell your coins to make an investment because they have people that they invest for. But when you own like a few percent of the total supply and you start dumping it a couple weeks after it releases into the market, you're going to cause quite a stir, especially when you're one of the initial investors in the whole concept of the idea. So that alone really makes me feel better about this whole company, and really gives me a solid feeling and gives the company a solid ground to stand on, I feel. So that's it for me. It's Crypto Chaperone here from CryptoChaperone.com. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to make these videos a lot better over time. This is only the second video I've ever made like this, and for YouTube ever. So I'm not really used to kind of standing here or sitting here talking to a computer screen watching myself. It's kind of weird. I say a lot, and I kind of look around over here. So you guys will get used to it, and I'll start to have things flow a little more smoothly as it goes. But if you want to keep riding with me and subscribe, I'm going to be back to release some potential ICOs that I think have some push for the future, and I'm going to be coming back with just all kinds of news and everything that I have, in my opinion, on the crypto space. So thanks, everybody.